So I get asked all the time, Brian, what would you do? It doesn't matter whether it's trading crypto, if it's buying an investment property. I think people sometimes have more confidence in me than I have in myself. But one of the things I am extremely confident about is being able to time the mortgage market. Being that I've been in it for 17 years and really know how to read charts and have some amazing individuals on the inside that really can kind of let me know the best predictions on interest rates. One thing I wanted to tell each and every one of you guys is one thing that I am doing right now is I am refinancing all my properties. Be very honest with you, I'd only refinanced one property last year during COVID, but right now I'm refinancing my entire portfolio of properties. Now I own about 8 properties in total, and I only have mortgages on 4 of those properties. So what I am doing is I am refinancing those properties, bringing down the interest rates on 3 out of the 4, and I am pulling some cash out on one of my properties because it is at such a low loan to value, and I want to get some cash out because cash is king. So I want to go over why I am doing it right now than previously. Well, first, I always like to look and see when home values are optimized. Why? Because refinances and the way they work is your best interest rates lie at lower loan to values, meaning your loan amount you're taking out compared to the value of your home. Now, I did a quick analysis just over the last quarter of all the refinances we had done. My average client that refinanced and they bought a home between 12 and 18 months ago, their appraised value came in 22% higher than their original purchase price of the property. Now, why is that such a huge number? Is for a couple of reasons. For all my clients that put less than 20% down that had PMI, we can now refinance that property and get rid of that PMI. Plus, in most of those cases, other than a very, very small window that maybe, ended up buying between, a couple months last summer, they're also going to get a lower interest rate as well as removing that costly PMI. That's crazy if you think about it. Think about it. Somebody that put down just 3% 12 months ago, property values on average have gone up somewhere between about 17 and 22% over the last 12 months. They can literally refinance 1 month or 1 year later and get rid of that monthly PMI, whether that's an FHA loan or a conventional loan. So that's one reason that I'm looking to do it. The second reason I'm looking to do it is I truly believe we're going to be in a position where you're going to want to be cash heavy in the coming years, because truly investments happen at certain times and you're only able to take advantage of those investments if you have cash. And what happens is when those opportunities arise, and they're usually at seasonal kind of not good times in the economy, people then try to go get money out of their house to take cash out, to buy a business, to buy another property. And guess what? Now they're dealing with a little bit tighter credit. They're also dealing with maybe a small compression in their home's value, or they're maybe also too feeling at that moment in time that, hey, you know what? I don't know if I want to take on this potential other debt. So when the getting's good, and you're at a time where we have home values at all-time highs and we have interest rates that are at their second lowest point ever in history, other than maybe a 2-month window of time in 2020, now is the time you want to plan to grow your net worth. And this is why I am refinancing all of my properties. How much cash out to take out of a property? Well, on conventional loans and FHA loans and jumbo loans, you can take out to 80% of the value of your property. So let's say your property's worth $600,000. You can easily get a loan for $480,000, pay off your existing mortgage, take that cash. Now you can do a couple things with it. You can sit on that cash. You can go ahead and put it in stable coins, for example, which is US dollar currencies, and earn a 5 to 6% yield on it. You can go ahead and look at buying Airbnb properties. I had the chance this weekend to spend about 4 days with probably some of the wealthiest guys ever been around. I mean, several guys are worth a couple $100 million, and one of the guys is, worth $15 billion. And I started asking them, and I got some great ideas of where they're using to buy their Airbnbs and their investment properties. Just to name a few is Hilton Head, South Carolina, Panama City, Florida, Destin, Florida, Seaverville, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, Park City, Utah, Palm Springs, California, and Lake Tahoe, California are all seeing insane yields on their Airbnbs, as well as fantastic, obviously, occupancy rates. So when you're looking at doing an analysis and you're kind of thinking, what you need to look to do is say, hey, how am I going to actually generate some capital to be able to actually turn that capital into money? And right now is one of those times, I promise you, in history, you're going to look back and you're going to wish that you borrowed money when interest rates are in the mid to high 2% on a secured asset like your house, and don't over leverage yourself, and taking that capital out and put that capital in an investment that's going to continue to accelerate in appreciation due to inflation, and or put it into something that can generate you some passive income. whether that's a rental property, whether it's an Airbnb property, whether that's reinvesting it into a business that you own, whether that's starting a business that you own, or maybe it's just sitting on the sidelines and putting that away for a rainy day that you maybe never know when you're going to need that money. And so that's why right now is the first time that I have ever refinanced all of my properties personally. And I'm doing that right now because I do believe interest rates are going to tick up here in the next coming months. Typically speaking, fourth quarter isn't the best time for mortgage interest rates. And a latest report just came out where it put all four bodies, the FHA, Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, the Realtors Association, and the mortgage bankers, all five of them, and they all put interest rates in the first quarter of 2022 about 0.5% higher than where they're at today. Because you think about it, investors aren't going to continue to love and put their money and buy mortgage 30-year fixed interest rates in the twos when we're dealing with inflation at 4 to 5%. And as soon as the government starts really acquiring a lot of these mortgages, we're going to see those mortgage rates tick up. So whether you're looking at just getting rid of your PMI, or you're looking at accessing some of the cash in your property like so many clients are right now, I guarantee you now is one of those few points in time that you're going to get an insane value for your home at an unbelievable interest rate. Now, what you do with that money is up to you, but what I can tell you is getting cheap capital is the one thing anybody with significant net worth will tell you is the greatest single thing that you can do. And borrowing funds at sub 3% interest rates doesn't happen really ever, except for large corporations. And now, thanks to low interest rates combined with insane inflation, which has caused your house price to shoot through the roof, look at that value of that home. Reach out to us, see what you can potentially borrow on your home, or even just reduce your monthly obligations by getting rid of that PMI. And even in VA loans now, we allow all the way up to 100% loan to value cash out that we launched 2 weeks ago. So drop me a comment. Please support me. I spend a lot of time trying to educate you guys on this. So if you're dropping comments and liking, my posts really gives me the support I need and supports my channel. And if you have specific questions on your home, all you need to do is you can send me a DM. You can obviously go ahead, drop me a comment below, and I'll personally get back to you on it. Or you can always click the link in my bio for my direct and all my contact information right there, or even click a link just to get a direct refinance quote. But like I said, right now, I guarantee you is one of those times you're going to look back that if you don't pull some equity out of your house to reinvest it or to get rid of that PMI or take advantage of these low rates like I am right now, you're always going to regret it.